Hi everyone, we are here for our monthly update and we have a very special treat in the office today. Well, always in the office, but with me today is Craig Strazzeri, our Chief Marketing Officer, what I call the man behind the billion views. So Craig, I'm really excited to finally have you here on camera. Welcome to our little update.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. And before we start, I got you a Christmas gift. I was walking through Barnes & Noble, and it doesn't take much to get my blood going, but this really got my blood going, so I thought I gotta give this to Marissa.
Let's see what you got me. Ooh, nice wrapping.
I did it myself. I wrapped it myself.
Okay, I know what this is. Friends, this is the state of our education system. Cradle to grave, indoctrination. Remember those board books that you would give your 4-year-olds? A is for apple. So now, it's A is for activist.
This is scary. This is like what they want 4-year-olds to see. I mean, the first page I flipped to was F. F is for feminists, for fairness in our pay, for freedom to flourish and choose our own way. This is what the left does. They indoctrinate from preschool. And so it's not just college, it's not just high school. They start really young, and this is really what we're up against. It's really scary stuff. So
it is. I mean, it's amazing that you'd think that this is not a joke or a spoof of some sort, but this is for real. And actually, they sell them on Amazon as well. I've been reading the reviews. This is amazing. Every 4-year-old should read this before they go to school. I'll let you go guess what L is for. If you get it right, send me an email and I'll let you know. But it's pretty scary.
Yeah, and it's not like a fringe left-wing bookstore that's selling these. It's Barnes & Noble right in the center. You know, they had a whole section for, how to teach your kid to be an activist, how to teach your kid to resist, how to teach your kid to protest. It's not just one book. There's a whole section of books, and it's really scary.
Well, I think it's fair to say that it's a little motivation for us to keep doing our work, which leads me to my first question to you. What makes you tick? What brings you to PragerU?
So what motivates me the most and what drives me is my family, and particularly my 3 daughters. So I have 3 little girls, and yes, I still want a boy, maybe one day. But my 3 little girls, they drive me. And the mission of PragerU and what we're doing here, I think about them, and I think about they're now going into school, and school system is dominated by left-wing thought, and they're going to be indoctrinated. And I don't want them growing up thinking America is bad. I want them to understand how lucky they are to be born in America. The liberties and the freedoms that they have. This is the best country in the world. And I don't want them every day through the media, through cartoons, through their schools to be indoctrinated. So PragerU is the best hope for America. We're reaching millions of people. Our videos are changing minds. And so I think about my 3 little girls every time I come to work. And they drive me to reach more and more people every day. So that's really the main thing that gets me going.
Yeah, I feel the same way with my kids, and it's also nice to see that we actually have an impact. So it's not just the idea, but we're actually seeing results, and it's definitely very motivating. Tell me about 2018. What are some of the highlights that you can share with us?
Yeah, so 2018 has been another great year for PragerU. We've continued our growth. We're going to hit nearly 1 billion views in 2018 alone, which is really exciting. Each of our 5-minute videos is averaging now between 4 and 5 million views each. And so I remember when I started a few years ago, they were at 1 to 2 million views each, and it's really exciting to see the continued growth. This year we've tried a few other brand new things to PragerU that I'm really excited about and proud about. We brought on a personality, Will Witt, and the goal of Will Witt's videos is to reach more of a younger audience. We call it funnel content, to continue to drive people to the brand and introduce them to PragerU in a new and exciting and engaging way. So Will Witt's videos reached 100 million views this year, which is really a remarkable launch to his brand, and he has over 100,000 Facebook followers already in under a year. So that was a really big accomplishment for us in 2018. Another one would be just the new types of content we've added. We've added a fireside chat to the 5-minute videos. We've also added pulse videos. So something the left does a lot, and we studied the left. The marketing team here at PragerU, we study the left because they know what they're doing. They reach a lot of people. So one of the things they've been doing, they have 60 to 90 second videos that are really just text on a screen, because as people just just scroll through their social media feeds, you got to get them really quick, and you got to get them on what's like happening that day in the news cycle. So sometimes with our 5-minute videos, we have to be able to reach people in between the Mondays when they come out with current content. So we've been flipping those around really quickly, and the marketing team has done a great job to be able to continue to reach people on a daily basis, not just on the weekly basis with the 5-minute videos. So those are a few highlights. We have over 5 million followers on social media now, continue to be one of the largest conservative media outlets, but don't get me wrong, we have a long ways to go. So
one of my most exciting meetings with you is when we evaluate the data and just are we changing minds, how are things working? Can you share some highlights of some of the recent surveys that you studied?
Yeah, so we constantly will ask people at the end of each video, did this video change your mind or influence your opinion, or did you learn something new from this video? And the results, to be honest, are always surprising in a good way. So some of the most recent ones, we've seen that between 50 and 70% of the people that we survey say, yes, your videos have changed my mind. We've asked where people identified politically before they ever saw a PragerU video and where they identify now after watching PragerU videos. And the more they watch, the more likely they are to move right on the political spectrum. It's like over 98% of our audience learns something new with every video they watch. The survey and the data are really important, and that's driving us, and that's a really important thing. The views are nice and they're important for maximum exposure, but if you're not changing minds with the content, then what good are they? Anyone can have a dog or a cat video that reaches 1 billion
Right.
people, but the messages that we have, we're reaching billions of views, and we have a message that's teaching people why America's great, and it's changing minds of those who have been told otherwise. So the numbers are impressive.
Results are remarkable. I have to ask the question about YouTube. I mean, if there's any department that suffered from YouTube censoring our videos and the issues that we've been having with shadow banning on Facebook and Twitter, can you talk a little bit about how that impacted our marketing department?
Yeah, it undoubtedly impacted us, and unfortunately just continues to get worse and worse. Big tech companies are scared of ideas that they disagree with, and the more success we have, the more that we see they're trying to put their thumb down and limit our reach and limit our availability online. So when we filed our lawsuit against YouTube a little over a year ago, there was 40 videos that were placed in restricted mode, which makes it harder for young people to access them. There's now 80. So it's not only that it hasn't gotten better, it's actually gotten worse. So they continue to restrict more and more. And what that does, it just makes it a little bit harder for young people to access them. So a lot of young people who have restricted filters on their browser or at a college library or from their parents, they can't get to 80 of our videos. And this year with Facebook, they've just outright removed multiple videos for hate speech. We've had a lot of issues with advertising. When we try to advertise, they'll say, both Facebook and YouTube, you can't advertise this, it's hate speech, or it's dangerous, or it's derogatory. And if you've seen our videos, you know how ridiculous that is. Our videos are the most tame, most appropriate educational videos on the internet, really. And for them, they do it because we're effective and because they're conservative. So we've had to do a lot of things to combat this. So we can't just whine about it and publicize it, although that's very important. So we want to continue to spread awareness, because a lot of people don't even know this is going on, or they're skeptical about if it's true or not. So we want to continue to spread public awareness about it, but at the same time, we just have to find new ways, and it's something we've been working on really hard, and I'm really proud of our marketing team, find new ways to reach people, make adjustments, whether that's altering how an ad campaign is set up to avoid keywords that hit their algorithm, and then sometimes it's just out of our hands. I mean, there are human beings we've confirmed at Facebook and at YouTube that have made decisions that have led to our content being removed, which is a lot of people have probably seen in the press. But we're working hard to find new ways to continue to reach people and work around the system. It is what it is at this point.
Well, people ask me all the time, well, you're raising money for marketing, but then you know that you're going to get censored, so then are you going to have extra money at the end of the year because you can't spend the money on marketing, or how does that work? Do you want to answer that question?
Yeah. So one of the most important strategies that we've implemented is we continue to build our own email list and mobile subscriber list. Because as we continue to go down this unfortunate pattern of conservative censorship online, at any given moment, our entire channel could be ripped away. We've seen it happen to some others, and who knows, PragerU could be one of the next ones down the line, and then we would have no access to these millions of people that we have access to now. So what we've been doing is building our email list and building our mobile list. And so it's really important that we continue to do that so we own the data and we can market directly to people. So we can send them our videos, we can give them updates directly, and we don't have to rely on third parties. So it's been a big part of our 2018 strategy, and only going to be more important as we move forward to be able to reach out to you, our viewers and donors and supporters directly. So that's a big portion of what we're trying to do.
Right, and email acquisition and phone number acquisition is oftentimes more expensive than actually views,
Right.
which is partly why we need to continue raising more money towards marketing
Right.
in order to be more independent so we can reach our audience.
Right.
So as our Chief Marketing Officer, I like to ask you this question often, but particularly right now, coming to the end of 2018, getting into 2019, what is keeping you up at night?
Oh boy. Well, other than my cat and my daughters, what keeps me
And
up?
your wife.
Yeah. No, she's a peaceful
She's
sleeper.
good.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
good. She's good. So other than that, what keeps me up at night is how much more work we have to do. And to be honest, like the left just reaches far more people, far more often. And they reach them with anti-American messages, and it's just really scary, and it keeps me up at night. And I just want to have more funding for PragerU because I know that we have a proven model of success. We know what we're doing on the marketing side. We make the best content and the best videos on the internet, and if we had more funding, we'd be able to just continue to reach more people. Like, you constantly come into my office and say, like, look at this Al Jazeera video, they reached 100 million views, or, look at this from BuzzFeed, or look at this from the Young Turks, and, the left is continuing to reach, billions and billions of views and reaching more people, and you see it. You see how young people are protesting and where their heads are at, and it's all because of the influence that not only the education system but digital media has from a very young age. So these organizations have hundreds of millions of dollars, and we have fractions of that. To be honest, it's very impressive what we've been able to accomplish with a fraction of their budgets. But I'm very confident that as we continue to grow and as more funding comes into PragerU, that not only will we spend it wisely, we will really make a better America, a more rational America in the future, because we know our videos work. We know they change minds, and just more funding it does keep me up at night.
Right. I mean, a perfect example is what happened in Texas, right? Even what
That's
we
right.
thought is going to be safe is not safe. You and I were talking about that this morning,
Yeah,
right?
what you think is a safe red is now like teetering with blue, and you're seeing that in multiple places, and that is really nerve-wracking. That is the portion of what keeps me up at night. It's not like it's not like your safe states of like very conservative traditional family values are still going that way. The left has been working for a long time and been influencing young people, and we need to act now, really as quickly as possible before it's too late.
I mean, Texas is a really big deal. I mean, we already know we don't have California, we don't have New York. If we lose Texas, it's pretty scary. So, some of the things that we've been discussing here is also how to make sure that we still influence the states that we think are red to just get exposed to these ideas so they can go ahead and defend the ideas that have made our country great.
People need to stand up.
Yeah,
people need to stand up and be confident in their values and share. And like our videos often will help people, give them the confidence to share because our videos put it in such a concise way. And they'll have a little more confidence to share it on their Facebook page.
So Craig, give us some exciting things to think about. Let's looking into 2019.
Well, there's a lot of exciting things in 2019. So one of the most exciting ones is that we're launching a new mobile app in the first quarter of 2019. So with all the censorship we've been facing on social media, with the changing algorithms, we need to expand our distribution. And one of the ways to do that is to host our videos natively. And so we're going to be hosting our videos natively on a new mobile app, which will make it much easier for people to access. You'll be able to make your own playlist. You'll be able to see your past watched videos. There's a lot of really cool features that I'm really excited about. And as a part of the overall strategy to expand our distribution, as we talked about earlier, is to continue to grow our email and mobile lists so we can just reach out to our audience directly. That's very important and something we're going to continue to grow in 2019. But we're going to try a lot of new platforms in 2019, and that's what I'm most excited about. We're going to try advertising on Spotify. There's millions of young people who use Spotify every day.
Explain real quick what Spotify is.
So it's a music streaming service. So, think of just listening to music, and in between your songs, there's ads. And if you use Spotify, I'm sure you've seen them. There's a lot of left-leaning ads on Spotify. There's a lot of stuff from like organizations like a Planned Parenthood or promoting the gender wage gap. and it would be nice to have a conservative point of view there. So we're gonna start getting into new spaces. We're gonna look at Hulu. We're gonna look at OTT channels to potentially have.
Explain what OTT is.
Okay, so over-the-top content, so we can have a PragerU channel or presence on Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick, just to expand our distribution. We're really doing well on Facebook and YouTube, but we need to cast a wider net and continue to reach more people. So 2019 is going to be the year that we continue to introduce the world to PragerU. I'm not satisfied till every American knows who we are. And so I'm proud to say that 1 in 3 Americans have seen a PragerU video, which is great.
About how many people would you guess that would be?
It's close to 100 million people. It's about 100 million people, but that means 200 million haven't seen one. So back to what keeps me up at night. You 200 million people need to watch a PragerU video.
And you get to meet the real Craig here.
We're coming for you in 2019.
Right. Well, all very exciting things. Mostly we want to focus on independence and casting a wider net, getting lots of people to know about PragerU, share PragerU. How can this audience help us? These are people who are watching us today, are already supporters of PragerU. Give us generously. I know funding is always very helpful, but what other things can they do to help out?
So there's many things that you could do to help out, and I just want to take the chance to say thank you also. I'm so grateful for your support. We wouldn't have the impact that we have had without our supporters. So I have a lot of gratitude for our supporters, and people work hard to earn their money, and the fact that they give it to PragerU, it means a lot to me. It allows me to continue to reach more people. But how people can help, you could share our videos, as simple as that sounds. Like I was talking a little bit earlier about, we need to stand up. If conservatives are quiet and don't, share their ideas, then people will think they're bad ideas because they've never heard them before. So we got to continue to give people content and resources to share. But one way you can help is to share our content. Another is just encourage your friends to join PragerU by coming to our website and joining for free and signing up for our emails so that we can email every video to them, and joining our text list. So reaching out to 3, 5, 10 friends, family members, and encouraging them to sign up for PragerU. But ultimately continuing to share our videos, support us, and everything that you've done in the past. So.
Well, we both want to thank you so much. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and thank you for your support.
Merry Christmas.